This is an extreme illustration of the power that pressure can exert on the building of good habits and the attainment of goals. Extreme might be an understatement, Julian. What a bizarre ritual. Extremely effective, though. The point is simply that when you train your mind to associate pleasure with good habits and punishment with bad ones, your weaknesses will quickly fall by the wayside. You said there were 5 steps to follow to make my desires come true. I said impatiently, what are the remaining 3? Yes, John, step 1 is to have a clear vision of your outcome. Step 2 is to create positive pressure to keep you inspired. The third step is a simple one: never set a goal without attaching a timeline to it. To breathe life into a goal, you must attach a precise deadline to it. It's just like when you are preparing cases for court, you always focus your attention on the ones the judge has scheduled to be heard tomorrow rather than on the ones without any court date. Oh, and by the way, explained Julian, remember that a goal that is not committed to paper is not goal at all. Go out and buy a journal. A cheap coil notepad will do. Call this your dream book and fill it with all your desires, objectives, and dreams. Get to know yourself and what you are all about. Don't I already know myself? Most people don't. They have never taken the time to know their strengths, their weaknesses, their hopes, their dreams. The Chinese define image in these terms. There are 3 mirrors that form a person's reflection. The first is how you see yourself, the second is how others see you, and the third mirror reflects the truth. Know yourself, John, know the truth. Divide your dream book into separate sections for goals relating to the different areas of your life. For example, you might have sections for your physical fitness goals, your financial goals, your personal empowerment goals, your relationship and social goals, and perhaps most importantly, your spiritual goals. Hey, that sounds like fun. I have never thought about doing something as creative as that for myself. I really should start challenging myself more, I said. I agree. Another particularly effective technique I learned is to fill your dream book with pictures of the things you desire and images of people who have cultivated the abilities, talents, and qualities that you hope to emulate. Getting back to you and your separate tire, if you want to lose weight and be in outstanding physical shape, paste a picture of a marathon runner or an elite athlete in your dream book. If you want to be the world's finest husband, why not clip out a picture of someone who represents this, perhaps your father, and put it into your journal in the relationship section? If you are dreaming of a mansion by the sea or a sports car, find an inspiring picture of these objects and use them for your book of dreams. Then review this book daily, even for a few minutes. Make it your friend. The results will startle you. This is pretty revolutionary stuff, Julian. I mean, though, these ideas have been around for centuries. Everybody I know today could improve the quality of their daily lives by applying even a few of them. My wife would love to have a dream book. She would probably fill it with pictures of me without my notorious belly. It's really not that big, Julian suggested in a consoling tone. Then why does Jenny call me Mr. Donut? I said, breaking into a broad smile. Julian started to laugh. I had to follow. Soon the two of us were howling on the floor. I guess if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? I said, still giggling. Very true, my friend. When I was chained to my former lifestyle, one of my main problems was that I took life too seriously. Now I am much more playful and childlike. I enjoy all of life's gifts, no matter how small they are. But I have digressed. I have so much to tell you, and it is all flowing out of me at once. Back to the 5-step method to attain your aims and realize your goals. Once you have formed a clear mental picture of your outcome, created a little pressure behind it, set a deadline and committed it to paper, the next step is to apply what Yogi Raman called the magic rule of 21. The learned men and women of his world believed that for new behavior to crystallize into a habit, one had to perform the new activity for 21 days in a row. What's so special about 21 days? The sages were absolute masters of creating new, more rewarding habits which govern the conduct of their lives. Yogi Raman once told me that a bad habit once acquired could never be erased. But all evening you have been inspiring me to change the way I live my life. How can I possibly do this if I can never erase any of my bad habits? I said that bad habits can never be erased. I did not say that negative habits could not be replaced. Julian noted with precision. Oh, Julian, you always were the king of semantics. But I think I see your point. The only way to permanently install a new habit is to direct so much energy toward it that the old one slips away like an unwelcome house guest. The illustration is generally complete in about 21 days, the time it takes to create a new neural pathway. Say I wanted to start practicing the heart of the rose technique to erase the worry habit and live at a more peaceful pace. Do I have to do it at the same time every day? Good question. The first thing I will tell you is that you never have to do anything. Everything I am sharing with you tonight, I am offering as a friend who is genuinely interested in your growth and development. Every strategy, tool, and technique has been tested over time for effectiveness and measurable results. This I assure you, and so my heart tells me that I should implore you to try all of the methods of the sages. My conscience tells me to simply follow my duty and share the wisdom with you, leaving its implementation up to you. My point is this: never do anything because you have to. The only reason to do something is because you want to and because you know it is the right thing for you to do. Sounds reasonable, Julian. Don't worry, I haven't felt for even a moment that you were forcing any of this information down my throat. Anyway, the only thing that could ever be forced down my throat these days would be a box of donuts, and that wouldn't take much, I quipped. Julian smiled gingerly. Thanks, Pearl. Now, to answer your question, my suggestion is that you try to heart of the rose method at the same time every day and in the same place every day. There is tremendous power in a ritual. Sports stars who eat the same meal or tie their shoes the same way before the big game are tapping into the power of ritual. Members of a church who perform the same rites, wear the same robes, are using the power of ritual. You see, when you insert any activity into your routine by doing it the same way at the same time every day, it quickly grows into a habit. For example, most people will do the same thing. Playful and childlike, I enjoy all of life's gifts, no matter how small they are. But I have digressed. I have so much to tell you, and it is all flowing out of me at once. Back to the 5-step method to attain your aims and realize your goals. Once you have formed a clear mental picture of your outcome, created a little pressure behind it, set a deadline and committed it to paper, the next step is to apply what Yogi Raman called the magic rule of 21. The learned men and women of his world believed that for new behavior to crystallize into a habit, one had to perform the new activity for 21 days in a row. What's so special about 21 days? The sages were absolute masters of creating new, more rewarding habits which govern the conduct of their lives. Yogi Raman once told me that a bad habit once acquired could never be erased. But all evening you have been inspiring me to change the way I live my life. How can I possibly do this if I can never erase any of my bad habits? I said that bad habits can never be erased. I did not say that negative habits could not be replaced. Julian noted with precision. Oh, Julian, you always were the king of semantics. But I think I see your point. The only way to permanently install a new habit is to direct so much energy toward it that the old one slips away like an unwelcome house guest. The illustration is generally complete in about 21 days, the time it takes to create a new neural pathway. Say I wanted to start practicing the heart of the rose technique to erase the worry habit and live at a more peaceful pace. Do I have to do it at the same time every day? Good question. The first thing I will tell you is that you never have to do anything. Everything I am sharing with you tonight, I am offering as a friend who is genuinely interested in your growth and development. Every strategy, tool, and technique has been tested over time for effectiveness and measurable results. This I assure you, and so my heart tells me that I should implore you to try all of the methods of the sages. My conscience tells me to simply follow my duty and share the wisdom with you, leaving its implementation up to you. My point is this: never do anything because you have to. The only reason to do something is because you want to and because you know it is the right thing for you to do. Sounds reasonable, Julian. Don't worry, I haven't felt for even a moment that you were forcing any of this information down my throat. Anyway, the only thing that could ever be forced down my throat these days would be a box of donuts, and that wouldn't take much, I quipped. Julian smiled gingerly. Thanks, Pearl. Now, to answer your question, my suggestion is that you try to heart of the rose method at the same time every day and in the same place every day. There is tremendous power in a ritual. Sports stars who eat the same meal or tie their shoes the same way before the big game are tapping into the power of ritual. Members of a church who perform the same rites, wear the same robes, are using the power of ritual. You see, when you insert any activity into your routine by doing it the same way at the same time every day, it quickly grows into a habit. For example, most people will do the same thing upon waking up without giving any thought to what they are doing. They open their eyes, get out of bed, walk to the bathroom, and start brushing their teeth. So, staying with your goal for a period of 21 days and performing the new activity at the same time for each of these days will insert it into your routine. Soon you will be performing the new habit, whether it is meditation, getting up earlier, or reading for an hour every day with the same ease that you feel while brushing your teeth. The final step for attaining goals and advancing along the path of purpose. The final step in the Sages method is one that is equally applicable as you advance along the path of your life. My cup is still empty, I said respectfully. Enjoy the